Binary Domain is a third-person, squad-based shooter, offering an Eastern approach to a genre that has been largely dominated by Western studios in recent years. At times, Binary Domain feels particularly Japanese, especially in humor, but the game strives to distinguish itself by focusing on character development and narrative themes along with the combat. Welcome to Leisure Gamer. We review games after an hour of playing to see if they're worth fitting into your busy work and professional life. Binary Domain is set in the year 2080, after 3/4 of the world's cities have been destroyed by rising sea levels. Since the global disaster, governments used robotic labor to build new cities on the ruins of the old. After rebuilding, fear grew that technology was so advanced that some robots could pass as human without them even being aware of their synthetic infrastructure. An international treaty banned research on such technology, but after these so-called hollow children begin to surface, a team of special forces led by Sergeant Dan Marshall is dispatched to Japan to investigate the Amada Corporation, the company believed to possess the technology to create hollow children. What starts off as a covert mission quickly turns into a battlefield.
Ready?
As a squad-based cover shooter, Binary Domain focuses on utilizing the strengths and diversity of weapons from each squad member. Enemies are affected by specific attacks. Shooting their legs slows them down, or aiming for the head ruins their targeting sensor and gains a temporary ally. Credits earned from destroying hostile robots can be spent on weapon upgrades and passive skill enhancements for all team members. The game boasts its ability to give orders to squad members with a microphone and recognize up to 6 languages. Without a mic, commands are simply input via controller to coordinate attacks. The significant aspect of Binary Domain is the trust system with party members. Characters will prompt questions, and depending on the response, their trust fluctuates and directly influences their willingness to carry out a command. Squad members also receive friendly fire and will lose trust if fired upon, so check those sights before engaging.
You need glasses or what?
There is an unexpected mix of action sequences that offer a pleasant relief from firefights and kept me engaged. However, the game can suffer from its own success, as some sequences are better designed than others, and the segmented action conflicted with pacing. I'm curious if the various elements will return later in the game, but if they are isolated cases, they don't add much overall value to the experience and are irrelevant. Binary Domain also features competitive multiplayer with matches ranging from deathmatch to capture and hold, to cooperative multiplayer with wave defense. Both modes might keep you playing Binary Domain after the single player, but they felt like a quick add-on to the game, and both suffered from severely low online populations. There are 3 levels of difficulty in Binary Domain, and learning how to properly issue commands at the right time with and without the microphone will take practice. Also, it took me a few times to break my trigger-happy tendencies I developed while playing other games in order to not fire on my teammates. The combat and action sequences will be familiar to most, and the cover system worked well. I was able to react to the environment the way I wanted to, even under pressure. But there were times the controls seemed counterintuitive, as there were 2 ways to climb over objects, and they weren't the same for each situation. The swimming controls were also clumsy, and the shooting controls seemed to float with a great deal of drifting and recoil. Binary Domain earns a rating of standard for difficulty. The game takes care of saving at checkpoints, and if robots overrun your position, you can use a health pack to pick yourself back up before completely defeated. You can also confiscate enemy weapons to dish out payback if you hold grudges easily. The story delivery points and character moments are surprisingly authentic and add context to the combat. The voice acting is well performed, and dialogue is rattled off with nonsensical charm, as characters are portrayed as overtly stereotypical.
Ain't that special, just real lucky.
Oh, luck? Well, that's good, because we could all do with a bit of luck.
While it might catch you off guard, the dramatization of characters, and even the United States in general, is purely superficial. To its benefit, Binary Domain wrestles with themes of government control, corporate dominance, life, and what it means to be a human. Since the game takes care of saving, and the cutscenes are fairly short, it's easy to pick up or put down Binary Domain, earning the game a rating of evening for time commitment. It might take some time to set up your microphone, but that's a once and done deal, and you can quickly get to shooting robots thereafter. The character models of the 5 main protagonists are well done, and the visual damage inflicted on robots is shamelessly entertaining. There's something liberating about blowing up endless waves of synthetics. That being said, the environments and weapons don't reflect the technology advances you'd think we'd have by the year 2080, and they lack a unique and definable look. Although minor, the user interface is also very bland, and it looks like it was cut straight from previous Japanese shooters. In terms of sound, the guns aren't impressive, and the music isn't very remarkable, but it does match the emotions of the game when it needs to. These complaints are minor, especially when the game can be recommended with its mix of action sequences and offbeat characters. In the end, Binary Domain earns the rating of yes, but there are many features that will make the game enjoyable, and the overall theme of the game is intriguing as it questions throughout, where does the machine end and the human begin? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own thoughts on the game. Till next time, enjoy gaming.